Hey there, so today we have another update, and this is part two of my trip in New York. If you stick with me, you're going to find out a little bit about some special beers I had, like Sierra Nevada. Oh, Sierra Nevada made one of the best beers of the year. I got to try the Hill Farmstead. I got to try Trillium. I got to try Maine Beer Company dinner. Um, I got to do a couple meetups. I got some delicious food during this couple days, so stick with me. So we're starting off here. The last video we just dropped off, and I was just about to go to my meetup. So right before my meetup, I'm going to get some food. I recommend it in Lower Side, Smashed. It's a burger place. They had the Oklahoma burger. If you guys are fans of the burger show, First We Feast, George Motes, the guy who wrote the burger book, you're going to know what the Oklahoma burger is. It's a smash burger place. All kinds of fun kind of variations on it, but the Oklahoma with the onions, absolutely killer. Gotta get it. And then one of the places you must go to eat is going to be Breweries. I think for food trucks, it's just number one. But on top of that, then it's just like, great place to eat. So this is really what started the birria trend. If you are familiar with birria tacos, with the dipping and the consomme and all this stuff, I've had it in Florida before. None of it is as good as Birria. Clean eating, big tacos, not greasy, best consomme I've ever had. Big chunks of meat in there. The consomme was in itself good enough to just be a meal by itself. I can't recommend it more. Get Birria food truck. You'll find it. They're all over New York. I was actually the one I went to on East Houston in East Village was actually by accident. I actually didn't know it was going to be there, and I was like, oh, let's go. There's one in Williamsburg, blah, blah, blah. So you can find it there in the city as well. Where else? So then we went to the Grand Delancey. Still my vote for the best beer bar in the city. 50 taps. And funny enough, actually, one of my former managers and actually someone I know in the industry who got me a job, he was actually working there. So it's been a couple years since I've seen him. Got to say hi, and he was actually serving us. And shout out to you, John. And then actually the couple guys that reached out to do the meetup, they're the only people that showed up to the meetup. I was actually hoping for a few more people, but it is what it is. That's more one-on-one time. We had a great time just chitting and chatting, so it was really fun meeting you guys. As for beers, what was good? Lagers are killer. I got to try, or I had Beer Shot Lager House there. What else was good? The Hill Farmstead Susan I had, I don't know. It wasn't really popping for me that night, so I didn't really care for that. The Trillium 4 Point was actually very good. I got to try a can of Trillium 4 Point. But then again, for price, like obviously it's a Trillium import and they price the cans a little high. No, I wouldn't go after it again. I would maybe find another hazy producer. Again, there's so many good hazy producers out there, especially specifically in the Northeast and New York area. Find one that's cool. Like Drownlands last time when I visited New York, I was like, oh wow, Drownlands is great. So find a really good producer, and it doesn't always have to be the big names. And I think a lot of producers are not the big names anymore, right? Maybe hazy IPA. What else? Killer good. Killer good. Maybe probably so the best beer of the whole night, and also probably one of the better beers I'm gonna have all year is Sierra Nevada Flipside. If you don't remember this beer existed at least about a decade ago. This is a hoppy amber ale, and boy is that beer fun. On the hop profile, it's almost like a juicy hazy. It's got peaches and mangoes and ripeness and papaya, but then it's in like it's an amber ale, man. It's an amber ale. Like I don't know if I can show you, like going untapped. It's solidly like deep, red, and that's really not a thing that exists anymore. Red ale, ambers, blah blah, blah, like not really popular. Hell, they even turned one of the original ambers, like New Belgian Fat Tire, is now just like a golden beer. So that was fun. Fun meetup. Sierra Nevada was crazy good. And then what else? Then we go into the next day, and what are some really good meals? I'm trying to think of so. Hey Scott, yeah, I'm just shooting a video. So if you guys miss Scott, we're gonna do some videos at some point. But I'm actually staying with Scott. So what else? The next day, I actually had another meetup, right? So well, first off, before the meetup, actually, I took it easy transitioning into getting this like lively of a beer, and I finally made the Gowanus trip, right? So went all the way to the other half. I did a video for you guys, so that's the flight that I had. Boom. It was so I don't have to post. I'll have that posted. And then I went actually around the corner and I did a review for you guys there too. But Q Beer, again, former owner at Carmine Street Beers. Again, before with other half, there's really nothing to do, but now there's a beer bar right around the corner. So if you want to try other stuff, he has cans, he has a tap list. I mean, all the beer geeky stuff. Like it is a proper, top class New York beer bar. So I got two things to do. And then I completely forgot, but other half is actually not that close to the other breweries that I want to hit. It's basically other half, and then the other breweries. You're considered solid like over a mile away. So you're talking about 25 minutes. I started my night a little late. I started around like after 4 already, so I had a lot to do. So I was like, all right, I'm taking Uber. Quick shot Uber costs like $8, and then I got to go to Finback. That's when I got to meet up with Greg. So shout out to Greg. He's probably seeing this. He's probably gonna be in the comments. But we went to Finback. By then I was like already just like whoa, like those hazy flights get you, and like obviously went to Grand Atlantic the night before, so I was taking it easy there. Had a delicious lager, and then like the menu probably had like 20 beers, and like 15 I believe were like hazy IPAs, which is crazy because I thought there'd be a little bit more diversity because they're so close to the other half, but no, just so many hazy IPAs. The two I had were pretty good, but like you know, again, very good hazy IPA. I don't know, there's so many these days. Well, so many bad ones, but the good ones are good ones. So good hazy IPAs, and then had really delicious coffee stout from them. So that was just a quick flight. Boom. Then we moved on to the next one. Unfortunately, didn't really make time to go to Strong Rope because again, old school Strong Rope. If you don't know Strong Rope, check them out. It's one of the tiniest breweries in all of New York City. All New York City ingredients. He's been doing it, along with a lot of the guys that got really big and famous. Finback, other half, blah blah. But he's been still doing his thing. Small batches, local ingredients. Check it out. And then we went to Wild East. So that's another bold one I should have actually started the video with. This might be my new favorite brewery in town. Got to chat with Brett, who owns the project, and what a diverse tap list. We're talking about like 20, 24 beers, like one style of everything. And there was like one hazy pale ale. It was Grojitsky, it was Solera Saisons, it was mild, it was cask ale, it was side pull Pilsner, a template of this, a template of that, New Zealand Pilsner, West Coast IPA. I mean, like, what? Like the most diverse style beer list that you could imagine, and it's crazy. He has cask, he has side pull, he has barrel aged this and that, he has hazy, he has West Coast IPA. Beautiful tap room. Like check out Wild East. I mean, I knew already coming in like this is going to be the spot. And that might be my pick for my new favorite brewery town, but it's hard. It's close. Who else? And then we got to check out Threes. And actually, Greg's never been to Threes, and unfortunately, they were doing a private event, so I didn't get to like show him the space, which is like one of the cool things about Threes, like big space. Um, Let me think. What good beers? Good beers. I tried a hazy IPA. I had a really tasty I think a farmhouse ale from them. They had that little bottle shop. So actually, they closed off like the whole main part of the restaurant. But the crazy thing about Threes is they have that like coffee shop thing in the front and that little space, so you can do whatever you want. Like, so you can have a space bought out completely for hundreds of people for a minute and still be able to run a bar, right? So that was really fun, and so easy peasy. I mean, just had some tasty beers. Again, highlight some really tasty beer from the Sierra Nevada beer, tasty tacos from Beer Irlandia, and then Wild East. Just check out Wild East. I hope to maybe be able to make it back there. Oh, I forgot. I skipped these things. I did more breweries than that. So after actually my meetup at the Grand Atlantic, so we're I just finished at Threes and all that. But the day before that, after the Grand Atlantic, after the meetup, I actually went to Randolph. So if you guys haven't been to Randolph, it's actually a really nostalgic place for me personally, obviously, because I helped open it. I was one of the first managers, blah blah. But Randolph's gotten really fun. It might not be the best place for beer geeks because I think the entire beer list is just the beers that brew at Randolph. But if you are with friends and they have a cocktail program, wine, all that stuff, it is a fun place. There's foosball and like a big. It's not even like a bowl. It's like sort of like a faux bowling alley. They got pinball. It's just like an adult playground. Like and there's no like thing where like you have to buy a wristband and there's like a prepaid thing. It's just show up, buy some food, buy some drinks, and there's just all this like free gamery and stuff to do. Like what's that thing with the sawdust and you roll it on the thing? It's a nice space. I was looking, I was like, man, because they expanded it. Since I left the job like 5 years ago, 4 years ago, they've expanded the space, or 5 years ago. It's a big space. So if even if you like craft beer, they make their own beer. I had a couple of beers that are very tasty. It's just a fun space. If you find yourself in Dumbo with nothing to do and want to hang or want to meet with some friends to do something, this is not just again. This is not. I don't work for them anymore. I actually ran to two people that I used to work for. Everybody in the company has sort of moved on. So, but it's just objectively like a fun place. So check that out. And then I went to um, Evil Twin for last call. Got to sneak in a Saipo Pilsner, absolutely delicious. I pulled some Pilsner to, I guess, maybe review with Scott and review for you guys, blah, blah. But nice space, but it's like a small satellite location, right? It's just a few benches, satellite location, a little bit of outdoor seating, not too much going on there versus like, again, if you want stuff to do, I recommend Randolph. You know? Then again, the beers, obviously, the Evil Twin beers, so they're doing like triple IPA, they're doing fruited this, sour that. I just had a really tasty lager. So anyway, that's my quick update. I'm obviously going to have more to do. I'm now in Williamsburg for a couple days. We got Graham and what else? We'll see. Until next time, guys. Cheers later.